इसको ओपन करो, ठीक है, इसको बंद कर दो।
Where is Mr. Ghosh?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning,
Dr. Hoti, yes.
I know. How are you?
I am fine, sir. Welcome, sir. Welcome. Thank you so much.
You wanted me to be here at 9 o'clock. I am here at 9 o'clock.
So nice, sir. Thank you so much.
Whether everything is in order now?
Yeah.
Yes,
now they will start. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
So I'm here.
In the words of Woodrow Roosevelt, no man is above the law and no man is below it. Nor do we ask for any man's permission when we ask him to obey it. A very good morning to one and all present here. Center for Legal Studies, Vidyaratan International Business School is highly elated to organize its third national inter-college virtual competition. I, Jasmeet Kaur, is your host for the day. I offer a very warm welcome to our venerated chief guest, Justice Satish Kumar Agnihotri, and all the dignitaries for the day. Veteran Chairman Shri R.N. Jindal, esteemed Vice Chairman Shri Anirudh Jindal, Honorable Director Professor B.S. Hoti, respected teachers, and all the worthy participants. Knowledge should be gained through minute by minute efforts. Money should be earned utilizing each and every resource. If you waste time, how can you get knowledge? If you waste resources, how can you accumulate the wealth? Following the sacraments of the culture, we would like to start this auspicious event by Saraswati Vandana. Geeta Ratan International Business School was established in the year 2004. It was instituted as a Center for Legal Studies in the year 2016. GIBS is affiliated to Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University, Delhi, and is approved by Bar Council of India for law courses. The institute is accredited as Category A by NAC and assessed as Category A+ by State Fee Regulatory Committee, a fee committee of Government of NCT of Delhi, and rated highest grading A by Joint Inspection Committee of the Government of NCT of Delhi and GGS IP University. The institute has been rated Grade A by Academic Audit Cell of GGS IP University consecutively from past 8 years. Center for Legal Studies GIBS has also been rated number 2 consecutively twice by Times B School Survey. Talking about the competition, on December 12, 2019, a legislature was passed on one of the debatable laws of India, that is Citizenship Amendment Act (CAA). This admitted widespread protests and violent clashes between public and police all across the nation. The government repeatedly assured the minority population not to feel threatened or anxious about their constitutionally mandated rights, as well as citizenship of India. There were people who defended the act by stating it as constitutional. By analyzing the situation closely, one can reach at a conclusion that two central questions have emerged with proportion to the CAA. First being that whether the act is constitutional or not, whether it infringes Article 14 of the Constitution along with others, and secondly, its consequences on the minority community. This concept of constitutionality of CAA opens the debate, and we at CLS GIBS encourage healthy discussion and exchange of ideas among students and provide them the platform to voice out their opinions on current national and global issues and exploring various solutions to the crisis. We are happy to announce 80 participants from various law colleges coming forward to share their opinions on this burning topic and taking part in this competition. We are blessed to have our Chief Guest Justice Satish Kumar Agnihotri, former Honorable Chief Justice of the High Court of Sikkim. He assumed office as Judge of the Madras High Court and also assumed the office as the Acting Chief Justice of the Madras High Court. He was also the Chancellor of the National Law University, Trichy. He was nominated as Executive Chairman of the Tamil Nadu State Legal Services Authority till he was transferred as Judge to the Sikkim High Court, wherein he assumed office as first Cuisine Judge of the Sikkim High Court. Going forward, I would request our Director Professor B.S. Hoti to address the gathering.
Respected Justice Satish Kumar Agnihotri, former Chief Justice, Sikkim High Court, Judge Madras High Court and Chhattisgarh High Court, Honorable Chairman Shri R.N. Jindal, Honorable Vice Chairman Shri Anirudh Jindal, participants, faculty members and dear students, good morning. I have a great pleasure in welcoming you all in the third National Virtual Debate Competition. It is a matter of great privilege and honor for us to have a distinguished and renowned judge, Justice Satish Kumar Agnihotri. I welcome him as our chief guest. The gracious presence of Justice Agnihotri is a matter of great inspiration and honor for all of us. I extend him a most respectful welcome. Welcome, sir. The topic chosen for the debate is contemporary. On December 12, 2019, legislature passed one of the debatable law of India, that is Citizenship Act, CAA, which ignited the widespread protest and violent clashes between public and police. By analyzing the situation, one can reach at a conclusion that two central questions have emerged with proportion to CAA. The first being that whether the act is constitutional or not, or secondly, its consequences on the minority community. We at GIPS encourage healthy discussion and exchange of ideas among students and provide them platform to voice out their opinions on current national and global issues. I wish all the participants best of luck. I once again welcome everyone in third National Virtual Debate Competition and expect that the participants will have a great takeaway from this competition. I wish all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your precious words. One who dedicated a major portion of his life to serve the legal system, one who had the potential that reached miles, is none other than our Chief Guest, Justice Satish Kumar Agnihotri. I would take the opportunity to request him to enlighten us with few words.
Thank you. Mr. R.N. Jindal, Mr. Anirudh Jindal, Professor Hoti, other distinguished faculty members, students, and ladies and gentlemen. The organizers, first of all, I would like to express my gratitude to the organizers of this institute or this national debate contest. It is an honor and privilege to be here on such an interesting topic which has far-reaching global impact. I understand this act which is being debated today came into being on 20th January 2020. We are concerned here with only legal aspect. It has agitated people, one community, other community, violent protest, several things were there. I don't intend to go into all that. You all know, dear students, that the word secular was brought into preamble not initially but later on by 42nd Amendment in 76, in fact, to be precise, on 3rd January 1977. 42 Amendment had brought several amendments in the Constitution, which were undone subsequently by this ruling by 43rd and 44th Amendment. But this word secular, along with other word, was retained, meaning thereby the nature and spirit of the Constitution was accepted by all. What is the nature? This preamble is, as you all know, is the nature of our Constitution, our state. Secular is very important for us, the word secular. Now the question arises, which the participant must be arguing today, whether it derogates the character of the Constitution, whether it derogates Article 13(2), which talks that any law which is in contravention of the fundamental rights is bad and is void. Article 14(1), whether it is infringed because it says equality before law. This is the argument may be advanced by the participants who are speaking against constitutionality by saying that this act derogates secular character as it distinguishes from one community to other community on the basis of religion. It does not contemplate Muslim religion as persecuted minorities in other countries. One may say that it also violates equality before law. It does not contemplate any inequality, and also that's why it infringes Article 13.2. It appears good, and I'm sure the participants will have much more interesting arguments in this favor. questioning the constitutionality of the act, I don't wish to express my opinion on this issue at this juncture. There are certain other issues. One can argue that this act confines to only illegal immigrants from Afghanistan, Pakistan, and Bangladesh, not other places like Burma, Sri Lanka, where Tamils are in minorities and they are illegal, persecuted. They are not given any protection, any protection. One can argue, one can further say that even the persecuted minorities of this nature, living elsewhere in the world, if they wish to come to India, why they should not be given the opportunity to put their claim? Several other arguments can be advanced. But dear friends, other participants who are in favor of constitutionality, they do have arguable points in their favor. At this juncture, I would like to refer to an observation. You all may be knowing how Israel was created. Israel country was created in 1948. There was a long debate, discussions. One royal commission was constituted under chairmanship of Lord Peel. The first founder president, Sam Bismarck, was known for fighting its cause of Jews. What he argued, I'm sure you all must have come across this. You must be putting forward that. What he argued for Jews who were scattered all over the world. And I'm not going to quote him as it is, but certain points what he argued. He says, individual Jews and individual groups of Jews may have sometimes homes, may have comfortable homes. Some Jews may be powerful politically, economically, but their fate is bound with that community. And Jews are not entirely an integral part of the community. He says Jews, they have their own character, they have their own identity. In all countries, they are in minorities. They want to express themselves, to express their character. What is character? Character means their language. Right from your birth till death, there are several rituals unique to communities that cannot be expressed in a place where in minority. And there is always an attempt to come up with, to integrate yourself with majority. Thus, the people want their home, a separate home where they can be in majority. Here also, these minorities which have been taken away, they may be minorities, they may be having the difficulties to express themselves. They may not be having their own language, expression of their culture. That's why they are persecuted. Of course, one can argue that certain, like Rohingyas are in the minority. But can they express their character in India? Do they have their majority community here to express themselves? And other communities likewise. But these which have been pointed out and taken out, they have their majority in India. They can express themselves. So in that way, this is the argument can be advanced by the people who are in favor of this act. They say it is constitutional act. They can further say this is based on reasonable grounds. So in such a situation, it's very difficult to say at this moment whether it is constitutional or unconstitutional. And I cannot express myself on either side. I leave it to the participants to come out with much more arguments, express themselves, give their opinions, this way or that way. as this issue is already pending consideration before the Supreme Court. With this, I wish all the participants effective participation. I cannot wish award prize to each and every participant, but I wish them effective participation with clarity of their thoughts, and also stay safe, stay blessed. Thank you very much.
Truly illuminating words, sir. I would like to invite our program coordinator, Ms. Shivangi Sharma, to extend a vote of thanks to our chief guest.
Good morning, respected Chairman Sir Shri R.N. Jindal, Vice Chairman Sir Shri Anirudh Jindal, Director Sir Professor B.S. Hoti. I also extend a very heartfelt gratitude to our Chief Guest Honorable Shri Satish Kumar Agnihotri ji for accepting our invitation and gracing the occasion. I would like to quote in the words of Joseph Joubert, "It is better to debate a question without settling it than to settle a question without debating it." So here we are at our third National Inter-College Debate Competition, and I am thankful to all participants from different law colleges and university for participating in our event. I take this opportunity to acknowledge the hard work done behind the execution of this mega event. I am also thankful to all the faculty coordinators and student coordinators for their constant support and dedication. I am also indebted for their unwavering support we have received from management and all distinguished guests who have agreed to judge our event at various sessions. I wish all the participants best of luck for the competition, and once again would like to thank you everyone for joining here with us at our third National Inter-College Debate Competition 2020. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much to the organizing team for working from head to toes. Thank you to all the dignitaries and the judges to spare your precious time. All the participants are requested to be ready as the competition is about to begin and join their respective rooms as provided. Some of the participants who received the modified link through mail join with that link, and those who have not received will join through their first link. Thank you and all the best to all the participants.
लेकिन वो आया नहीं है उसका बेटे का ब्लड ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन कुछ उसने लिखा है